Hi, Rich Lighter here, and welcome to my channel, The Naked Booktuber. Okay, I just wanted to show you a painting that I was working on for the last, 8 or 9 days. This is a kind of a free copy of a portrait of a gentleman by Bronzino. I found it on Google Arts and Culture, and I was able to blow it up, magnify it. So I'll give you a link to that, the actual picture in Google Arts and Culture if you're interested. Let's just step back, give you a better view of it. Of the whole picture. It's about 32 inches in height, I guess. And I just wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, it's the garment that this gentleman is wearing. Originally, I wanted to do the garment in black. But then I said to myself, let me get tricky. Instead of using ivory black or Mars black, I says, let me use burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Let me use that combination. I'll get a black that way, and I can modulate it. If I want it cooler, I'll add more ultramarine blue. If I want it warmer, I'll add more of the umber. So I tried that. It worked out okay, but it was a little dull. So what I did is I ended up putting some, I guess, violet in it. And I mixed some red and some blue to make a violet, and a lot of the of his jacket has this violet hue to it. And the reason I did that was because on the right you see the green, and the green goes with violet, right? See, here's a bit of his coat here, and that was done in violet, so it goes better. And I kind of added my own little flecks of red. And I kind of just did a freehand of the folds in his garment after the violet black had dried. I with some gel diluted white and blue, milky blue. I sort of freehand did the folds of his garment. The reason also that I wanted to do this is I'm trying to teach myself how to do hands, and I really like Bronzino's hands. Most of his portraits where there are hands, I plan on doing more portraits by Bronzino, if for no other reason than just because I just love his graceful hands. And then there's the other hand. And I tried to give as much detail as I could to the face. Let me try to get that for you. My face is a little bit thinner than Bronzino's is. His is a fleshier face. It's a little bit broader. But I tried to get that red in the corner of his eyes. And tried to get the pupils right. The beard, I can go on doing the beard forever, getting the individual strands of hair You know, if I have about 6 months to piss away, I can do the beard during those 6 months. Yeah, another reason I wanted to use a combination of black, of blue, of ultramarine blue, and the burnt umber was I figured I'd do the coat, his garment in that black, that mixture, and then I would mix it with white to do the background, which I did, and it was okay, but it didn't have like a lot of zip to it. So I ended up using making a phthalo blue background. I mean, everything in this painting has changed, basically. The background has changed from Bronzino. Yeah, obviously it doesn't have any clouds in the background. The statue has changed. His statue is completely, it's of course realistic. It's all blue. It's like the whole statue is blue. And when I did it in blue, it just didn't have any zip, you know. So I had an idea for the statue. You know, I have another painting that I really like, and here it is. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's look, I guess a Polynesian girl, and I really like her face. I like all the different colors in her face. Originally, this person was supposed to be the face of Balthus's wife, Setsuko. It doesn't look much like her anymore, like a Japanese woman. It looks more like a Polynesian woman. But anyway, I like the colors in the face very much, and I thought, you know, I hung on to this picture. Hoping that I might be able to use it for some purpose. And I figured, well, why don't I try doing the statue with all these colors, you know, or something similar. Sort of make the statue in my painting, you know, have that same sort of, I guess, kind of German expressionistic, you know, Jolensky would do his faces with different colors to give it depth. And I figured, let me try that. And I did. Let me go a little closer. And I liked it. And it had more zip. Yeah. So that's been changed. And like I say, the face is different. It's not quite the same face. I mean, you can tell by looking at this person's face that it's an Italian gentleman. I mean, he doesn't look like he's French. He doesn't look like he's Russian or American or English. He has an Italian look to him, I think. Doesn't look Norwegian or Scandinavian. No. So that's different. The background is different. And of course, the garment is very different. Let's get to that garment again. The garment, I really like this garment though, this black that I put in there. Yeah, it's really nice, colorful. And on the right side also, his arm is leaning on a table in the original. But I made, and there's more table in the original painting, but I decided to just make the whole, you know, right bottom quadrant green, just to simplify, because he has a white handkerchief that he's holding in his right hand, and I just thought that would, in my particular version, it would distract the viewer, that white mass. It would distract, because I already got these white clouds here. I don't want to have a white all over the place, you know, it would just be very chaotic. So that's different. So everything is really different. I just rearranged all the elements. But it doesn't look like a person from our time, does it? It looks like, you know, somebody who lived a couple hundred years ago. It's funny, when you try to copy an image, a painting, and by looking at an image on the computer, if every site you go to will have a different color combination. Google Arts and Culture had a certain combination. When I went to Wikiart and I looked at the same picture, it was totally different. It was like a brownish background. Everything was tinged in brown. So unless you're actually in front of the painting in a museum, you're really not going to be able to get a completely accurate idea of what the original. You're not going to be able to know what the original looked like anyway. So if you think that's just my rationalization or an excuse for not painting the Bronzino the way Bronzino painting it, I guess it is. And it's funny, every time I try to paint a painting, it's like a major enterprise. It's not like I can just dash anything off, I never say to myself, I just want to paint this little painting here. It's only like going to be a foot long by a foot wide. I'll just dash that off in a couple hours or a week. Everything, no matter how small it is like this major thing with me. And I never know when I'm finished. I could do a small painting, and the painting could take me 6 months, or I could just go back to it after 2 years, or maybe it just is never finished. This isn't finished. It's all I can do for now. I have to sit back and think about it for a while. The overriding thing I'm interested in these days is not is it an exact copy of a Bronzino. I want to know whether I learned anything from the painting. I certainly learned I'm getting better at hands, and I'm interested in whether it's an image that I enjoy looking at. That's the overriding factor. I tried to paint it exactly as Bronzino did. I tried to do the stand all in blue as she did it, and it just didn't work for me. It was very bland. I tried to do the background all in kind of like a beigey white, and I did it, but it just didn't work very well. I tried to do the garment in black, and this was much richer. It's got a lot more subtlety to it. The colors keep changing from black to violet to blue. There's a little blue in his, one of the folds of his garment. It's got blue in there over here. It's got black, red. It's got a lot more, there's more richness to it. There you can see over here, I got some violet there on the right collar, and then at the very outline of the collar, I tried to make it blue. I modulated it against the blue of the sky. It's kind of a surrealistic picture too, because it's really an indoor picture. The guy has a statue to the right of him, and he looks like he's leaning against a table, which he is, but at the same time, it's outdoors because you got the sky and the clouds. So I guess maybe De Chirico would give me a pat on the back for this picture, because De Chirico did a lot of self-portraits, dressed up in Renaissance garb. He did a lot of portraits harking back to the Renaissance. He didn't just do his night scenes at the piazza in Italy, in Rome, with these towers and these surrealistic shadows. Yeah, let me just look at this statue again. By God, I like this statue. It's really straight out of Jolensky. Look at Jolensky, the German expressionist painter. All of the faces he does, they're in this ilk. Let's go back to the face again. I did the best I could with the eyes. I mean, my brushes are not the most precise. I don't have any single hair brushes. So anyway, that's the painting. I'm going to work on, I think I'm going to work on another Bronzino now. I just love the guy's hands. They're just wonderful. There's a certain kind of elegance, coolness to his paintings, his portraits that I'm really drawn to these days. This is not on paper, by the way. This is on canvas. I happen to have a canvas around the right size in my house, and I use that. I usually do the stuff on paper. And so that's it. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Take care.